Alright, we have a classic matchup, Bretonia versus Greenskins, though a less classic Lord from Boojilicious and the Baked. We do get Repanse. Repanse de Lyonesse with a Life Caster versus Grom the Paunch and an Orc Shaman. We have missed Grom the Paunch. Well, maybe missed isn't the right word, but we haven't seen a ton of him recently. Even when Greenskins are picked, we don't see a ton of him. We see some Azhag, some Skarsnik, some Grimgor, some Grom for sure, but I'd say maybe Wurzag's the most picked, but it's all over the place. Greenskin Lords in general are not very good right now. For this Bretonia build, we have a bunch of men-at-arms, some with spears, some without. We have 2 Peasant Bowmen, 2 Knights of the Realm, 1 Knights Errant, 1 Grail Guardian, 2 Mounted Yeoman Archers, one of which is the Wardens of Montfort with poison. And then we have the Beast Slayers of Bastogne, the Holy Wardens of La Muscatel, Battle Pilgrims, and Footsquare ROR respectively. Repanse de Lyonesse with, it looks like a lot of rebuffs. Fleur de Lis Banner, Sword of Lyonesse, and Halo of Manly Wrath. And the back of Damsel of Life with Earthblood and Dwellers Below. Okay. Very diverse, very widespread Bretonian army. On the other side, for the green beans, we have Grom the Paunch, an Orc Shaman with Foot of Gork, Here We Go, Gaze of Mork, and then his Skull Wand. Do have 2 Goblin Rock Lobbas to try and force them forward. We have Night Goblin Archers. 2, 3. 3 Night Goblin Archers. Then we have Orc Boys, Goblins, Orc Boys, Goblins, Goblins, Orc Boys, Orc Boy Biggins, more Orc Biggins, and then 1 Orc Boy? Just 1. So it's boy spam. It's lad spam. Get all the lads, get them together, get them in a pile, call it lad spam. Skirmishing is not working out for the Bretonians, and their front lines will need to advance while under the harassment of 2 different artillery pieces, which are actually doing okay for once in their lives. Go, little goblins, go. Hitting the Beast Slayers of Bastogne will do really good damage for them. Now, it's elite in a Bretonian sense. This unit's like 900 gold, but taking it out is still something. Yeah, they're doing alright. They're doing fine for themselves. So Bretonia's not feeling great at the moment. Skirmish plan didn't really work, and their expensive ROR, relatively, is not feeling the love. Knights of the Realm charging straight in. Seems a bit bold for me, but I guess there's not a lot of punishment. These archers aren't responding just yet, and these Knights of the Realm are going to charge straight into Orc Boys. Don't get a lot of damage done. They put on the Lance formation, but I don't think it was in time. I don't know if it fully procced before they collided with the front line. They are just going to walk away. Honestly, not a lot of harm and foul done. The Night Goblin archers aren't that able to punish them, so we'll just take the L on that one and leave. Skirmish Cav and the Beast Slayers, as has been the story of this game, are taking the punishment. Now these Knights of the Realm might take some not friendly fire, collateral damage as they path through a unit already under siege, but it looks like they'll get through okay. But Bretonia's taking the worst of it. They need to get in range now. It looks like their Peasant Archers will start trading onto the Night Goblin Archers, which will be good for them. Should do pretty well there. And a pretty big flank overload from the Bretonian player here, rotating heavily this direction and leaving most of the orcs alone. Knights Errant and Knights of the Realm sitting over here, at least keeping the orcs honest a little bit to protect some stuff, but the Greenskins do need to rotate a lot quicker. They are currently leaving about half their army out of the fray entirely, especially their archers, as they just leave these poor orcs and goblins to fight for themselves. Grail Guardians are in there bumping and grinding, and Repanse looks like she is hunting for blood, hunting for a fight. The Holy Wardens of Muscatel and Spearmen at Arms need to get in combat with these Orc Boys. It looks like they have stalled out right in front of them, so probably a dropped attack order or something of the like. The Bretonian Mantide comes! Knights of the Realm and Knights Errant trying to fight on the far side, but if they are not microed correctly, they will just get stuck in melee combat and die. And Repanse was looking for a lover and is now left spurned on the battlefield. Peasant Archers are doing fine. Shooting in, okay. Grail Guardians are doing well. Other than that, the Greenskins are feeling pretty advantaged at this state. Big Dwellers Below is going to hit 2 for 1 of these Orc Boys and Night Goblin Archers, get them out of the way. and allow these two infantry pieces to move up. And Repanse finally decides, you know what, screw it. If Grom the Paunch isn't going to come to me, I'm just going to go fight at Rock Lava till he does. And these Knights Errant will get a rear charge on Orc Biggins, who are caught napping a little bit. Knights of the Realm took more damage than they had to, but they do back off eventually. And a big Foot of Gork happened just behind my screen, almost deleting the Holy Wardens. So far, tit for tat on that front. Bounce powers even-ish, maybe slightly favored for the Greenskins, as the Grail Guardians are running past an Orc Shaman who is engaged with the Damsel of Life, but he is out here on his own. He should not be involved in this whatsoever. Rock Lavas will be shut down. It looks like Repanse is tiring of this already and maybe going to go after Grom the Paunch already. I said already twice in a row because I'm a professional. Woo! Tony's are still trying to push through the Orc front line, though even on the flank where they massively outnumbered the enemy, it's not really working that well. That shows why this is a cavalry faction and not an infantry faction. Grom the Paunch is trying to rout off the Holy Wardens, as he still has one catapult online. Knights of the Realm rear charge some goblins, get okay damage value, but they haven't gotten to these two Knight Goblin archers just yet. And Orc Boar Boys, sick of fighting Knights of the Realm, clearly losing it, are just going to disrupt as many archers as possible before taking a rear charge on this side and getting pushed off. Orc Shaman is still alive. Damsel of Life is fine. Repanse is still trying to find Grom. Looks like she has done some damage to him. He now pops Lucky Banner, Wa, and Axe of Grom, giving him 750 weapon strength and 88 melee attack. He's going to peace out as the Dwellers Below starts to hit his Goblins and his Orc Biggins in pretty huge value. Plus, a Halo of Maidenly Wrath does more damage to them. And wow, it actually hits two Orc Biggins at once. So that was a huge Dwellers Below. Repanse is going to try and fight her way out. Life Mage gets a charge onto Grom. Don't think she wants that fight. Don't think she wants any of that. Now, chariot characters can be pretty janky about dueling, but Grom's usually not one of them. Grail Guardians are going to opt out of a fight with Orc Boys, as some Knights of the Realm are giving a side charge, though I don't think they actually have attack orders, so they're not going to fully finish that, but there we go. Knights of the Realm onto the Orc Shaman should make pretty quick work of him and take him out. Their anti-large will help them a lot, and he only has 55 armor, so their lack of arm piercing won't matter too much. The Mage of Life really is just chasing down Grom the Paunch, and he doesn't care. He's running away. But another Foot of Gork comes down, dealing decent damage to Knights of the Realm, not a lot. Doesn't seem like that spell fares too well against armored cavalry. Repanse is still in the thick of it, surrounded by Orc Biggins on all sides. Even after a rather devastating Dwellers Below, they're still fighting. But side charge from Grail Guardians will get rid of them. Finish off this Rock Lava, and a rear charge from Knights Errant over here. Nice stuff from the Bretonnian player. Should 2-for-1 take out these ranged assets, and a mass rout is coming in the back. Grom the Paunch is now fighting Skirmish Cav and the Life Mage. This is a mistake. Damsel of Life should not be chasing around Grom the Paunch. That is very silly, and you might lose that expensive piece for nothing. Bretonnians are now up on the balance power for the first time all game. Orc Boys and Orc Biggins trying to regroup, but the Bretonnian Knights just own most of the field, and they can now cycle charge at their leisure without any ranged assets forcing them in. Peasant Bowmen are going to support a little bit. It might be all over. We'll see if Grom can carry. So, in the back, Knights of the Realm and Beast Slayers of Bastogne staying a little bit too long in the fight with these healthy Orc Boys. Clearly they're losing it, but some Knights Errant will get a side charge to try and help them out. Very healthy Grail Guardian in the back could be a problem for the Greenskins. And Repanse is now trying to chase down the Orc Shaman, who she is faster than, but she's running alongside, so for a while kind of lost the plot, but does eventually get a huge chop onto him. Grom still has not taken out this Damsel of Life. Looks like he's entirely ignored her this entire time. But with the Orc Shaman getting sniped, Orc Boys and Goblins and stuff all routing for every direction, I don't think Grom is going to be able to carry this. I think we are just shy of a GG. Orc Shaman is killed. Repanse charges with some friends onto Orc Boys. Orcs are routing everywhere you can see. Bounce power is dipping closer and closer to army losses. And Repanse at last gets a fight with Grom, hits him in the face, and he dies. $2,300 value on Repanse. It's probably the most she's ever gotten in her entire life. So good for her. Damsel of Life also got $1,600 off of apparently dueling Grom the Paunch, but mostly Dwellers Below. Grail Guardians did fine. Knights of the Realm did okay. Beast Slayers and the Holy Wardens got shreked. Skirmish Cav did eh. Knights Errant did well. Bowmen did fine. And the front line got slammed. For LeBaked, Grom did okay. He didn't die until army losses took him. Orc Shaman did he actually got pretty good value for an Orc Shaman, but there was like 2 Foot of Gorks in there, so. Orc Biggins did alright. They were fine in this matchup, but they did get Dwellers Below for a little bit. They also clumped up The one Orc Boar Boy did okay. Goblobos did surprisingly... God, I always call them that. Goblin Rock Lobbers did fine. Night Goblin Archers, I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't vibing with that. Orc Boys won the front line against the pathetic Bretonnians, and after that just pushed around, but Goblins probably are better, because they can still win the front line, and they're cheaper. Probably. Roar!
Subscribe, yes, yes.